don't you wanna go? Come on, oh, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Howdy, hey, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, a sweet home, Chicago? Well, what I want is 6 and 2 is 8. Come on, baby, don't you make me late. Hey, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Well, come on, baby, don't you wanna go
Welcome, everyone, to SongSwap. I am Jeremy Stein in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. With me, as ever, is my co-host extraordinaire, cantor Wendy Freed. Wendy, how are you today?
Is there a special way to say hi in Chicago? I'm just wondering.
Why do you ask, Wendy?
Because if you couldn't get it from our intro, we are really in Chicago today. And we have an incredible cadre with us who are going to rock your world. And we're really excited to invite the Jewish Rock Radio Chicago Sings group. And we can highlight them?
So as we're bringing them on, I want to just tell you this is a very special group. I'm going to tell you a personal Chicago story. I grew up in Rhode Island, in New England, and one of my earliest memories of Chicago coincides with one of my earliest memories of being a New England sports fan, of the New England Patriots getting creamed by the Chicago Bears in the Super Bowl, in what was at the time the most lopsided Super Bowl in history. And so I grew up with sort of an uneasy feeling about Chicago, but I've actually, living in Milwaukee now, I've become great friends with this amazing group of cantors and song leaders and Jewish musicians in Chicago who have adopted me as one of their members. And it's just such a loving, lovely group. And we're so glad to have a contingent of them today. As we begin throughout the program, I want to invite everybody, if you have a favorite personal story about Chicago, maybe it's a sporting event, maybe it's a show or a museum, maybe you have a close friend or relative from Chicago, share your Chicago story in the chat. And I'm gonna see how many Jewish geography points we can score today. But let's get the Chicago Sings Jewish Rock Radio group
and
up.
If you do have a personal Chicago story, just share it in the chat, okay?
Yeah, I said that, right? Share it in the chat.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to make sure that people knew we weren't going to bring them on necessarily, but just share it in the chat. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello. So the incredible part about having you all together is that we get to hear you together and not only hear you and see you, but experience you as a group, which is not normal for us. It's very exciting.
It's an incredible treat for us. We actually were gathered last night for a Jewish Rock Radio rehearsal for a concert we're going to be having at Lori's congregation in a couple of weeks. It's such an incredible community of musicians and clergy out here, and a privilege to get to come together to sing and make music.
Yeah, and Natalie Young is the newest member of our Jewish Rock Radio group. She just moved to Chicago. And just so you know, too, just what's so special about this group, we've been together for 7 years. And so we do concerts about usually between 2 and 3 a year at different congregations. And we all donate each other's time to each other's shuls. And whenever there's a new cantor who moved into the area, they are welcomed with open arms. And it's been incredible. Even through the pandemic, we still managed to find ways to unite and to sing together and to continue to build our community. So it's really a privilege to be a part of it.
That's so wonderful. Beautiful. Chevra. Yeah.
Wonderful. Who's going to start us off today?
I am starting us off with Psalm 150.
Awesome. Awesome. Now tell me, is there, I believe there's a Chicago connection with that composition. Is that true?
We did do it at our last Jewish rock radio concert, but this was composed number of years ago at a biennial, a URJ biennial. Literally woke up singing this song. I think this was down in San Diego, and I just woke up with this whole song in my head, and it was fun to kind of layer in parts, and things just stuck and kind of grew legs, and it's been wonderful to have wonderful people, friends to sing with. So thank you.
Isn't it amazing when things just get downloaded like that?
I love it.
It's incredible.
Mwah. Thank you.
That's right. That's right.
right.
Some of the best things ever have come from those experiences.
Let's keep the music going.
What we're doing is Sim Shalom. Boy, do we really need that right now. So this is a 3-part round, pretty simple to learn. I've done this with youth choir before. I've done this with adult choir. Just nice, simple melody. Here we go. Sim Shalom Tova Uveracha Sim Shalom Sim Shalom Sim Shalom Tova Uveracha Sim Shalom Sim Shalom, Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom, 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 Sim Shalom, Sim Shalom, Sim Shalom, Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom, Sim Shalom. All right, Lovey.
Oh, beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Can I ask you when you wrote that?
A long time ago, and I cannot even, I think I wrote that when I was in my first year of cantorial school living in Jerusalem. So this would be like 2001, 2002. Yeah, and that was a great place to get my feet wet and have incredible colleagues to sing with. Started our own little guitar hug over there in Israel and little choir that we took out into the community. So I have fond memories of singing that. Happens to be my oldest kid's favorite song, so I like singing that with them as well.
Wow. Joyce has a really good point. She said it would be great to introduce the cantors. And so as each person comes up, if you could introduce yourselves. I think we said your name, Natalie, but and that you have been in Chicago for a little while. If you give a brief bio of yourselves and what you'll be singing, that would be really wonderful for all of us. The other thing is that we happen to know that you're a prolific composer, and we would love for you to share where you get your, where people can get your music, and if you have any sheet music that you can share with us today, recordings that you can share, you can put them in the chat. That would be wonderful. Also, we're all about sharing here at SongSwap.
Yeah.
So if you can, that would be wonderful.
So newest here to the Chicagoland area. Most recently, before that, I was serving a congregation in Orange County in Southern California for 10 years. Was ordained in 2006 from HUC. And have had the privilege of serving some wonderful communities. Grateful to be here. My music can be found through Transcontinental Music. I had actually, back in 2017, published my first anthology, ready for number 2, which is very exciting. Have 4 albums out of original music, and looking to collaborate with some local folks over here to continue creating more great music.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm Lori Akers. I am from Chicago, and I have been serving a congregation for 7 years here in the suburbs, Congregation or Shalom. And I think some of our members are joining us here this morning. I have been composing music for, several years. I have 1 album and then several singles. They can be found on SoundCloud primarily, or Spotify or Apple Music. And some of the published music is on the Transcontinental Publications website, like much of the music that you'll, of my friends and my colleagues here. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of this community. It's just such a unique, incredible, community to be a part of. And so that's about it. And grateful to bring you to my living room today.
Yeah.
Amazing. We are grateful.
And if there are any Or Shalom congregants out there, let's hear a shout out in the chat. And if you're from one of the other churches,
They're like,
let's hear it. If you're a congregant at one of these Cantor synagogues, put something in the chat. Give a little shout out.
All right, Lori, are you going next?
yeah.
So we'll just have you introduce us as you go.
Just what we sing. I see. Okay. All right. Yes. So yes, I'll be sharing a piece that I wrote. It's to the text. It's Nachamu Ami. This is something that I wrote during the pandemic, and I was looking for a text that really spoke to me during that time when we were just deeply in the midst of the wilderness. And so this is what came out of that time for me.
Help us feel the shelter from above. Nahamu, Nahamu, Ami. Nahamu, Nahamu, Yomarahoeha. Nahamu, Nahamu, Ami. Nahamu, Nahamu, Yomarahoeha.
So beautiful.
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 Beautiful. And I've been privileged to hear that live many times in concert. And
Normally, you have a beautiful solo on the flute as well.
yes, I play flute. I play flute on
Imagine
this.
that. Right.
Yeah, no, I can't play. So I would have brought my flute out. I can't play it now. My 2-year-old is home with me. He's sick from school. And if I bring out the flute, he's going to go Pete Townsend on it. And
That's okay. That's okay too. So cute.
but no, I do a solo, and then Allison Zablin, who's on here as well, does a violin solo, and we do a duet. In my own humble opinion, it's beautiful. But no, it's beautiful, and in addition to being beautiful in its own right, one of the things I love about this composition is it shows the potential for new compositions, even for melodies that we think of as the melody. Being a big Safam fan, I've always loved, I still love their melody for Nachamu. Yeah. And I would think, like, how could you write another melody for Nachamu? And you did, and it's a complete, and it gives a completely different feel to the same text. And it's so beautiful, so you, and we're so privileged to hear it. And as someone commented in the chat, and as Wendy said before, it's such a great treat to hear harmonies on SongSwap. We're used to just hearing that one person in the box. To hear this whole ensemble is a treat. So thank you.
Thank you.
Am I next?
You're next.
All right.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Are you playing? Am I playing? Okay.
Is that okay? Or do you?
Yeah, sure.
When would you rather? It's up to you.
Please.
Sure. We're doing the whole one, the whole thing.
Let's share it next to her.
Are we including
They can hear your voice.
Yeah. How about we sit together?
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
No, let's not include share. All right. I guess I don't need to look at my own music. Pavel Reitman here. I've been in Chicago for 30 years, believe it or not. I am grateful for this amazing community, for these very talented people who are also not just collaborators, and they're very good friends, and this is very important. I like to write music for other people. I do this because sometimes my thought goes far beyond of what my voice can do, and I find it very gratifying to hear other people sing my music. And this next piece is actually was written for Lori for our duet. What is it? 2019. And this is just a version of Lechuna Ranana. Am I playing?
Yeah, you play.
Okay.
You play. That's better.
That's fine.
Because you can sit on the bench.
And part of it is I was trying to do two things. One, I was trying to feature Lori's beautiful voice, which you'll hear in a minute. But also I was trying to keep a little bit of a Nusach Tfilah, the sacred cow of traditional Chazanut. Yeah?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. You know what is such a blessing in this moment is that we get to hear the pieces as they're supposed to be. So often on SongSwap, we hear, well, and then there would be a choir and they would come in like this. But to hear it like with the actual choir behind it, with the way it was intended, is such a blessing for us. You have no idea.
Thank you. If you want
that
to
is
find
so
it,
beautiful.
thanks. It's online and it's published by Transcontinental and it's on Susie's album.
He's singing it on my album with a gospel singer, Felicia Patton.
Check it out.
And
I want to hear that version.
Awesome.
Next.
Amazing.
Next is Susie. Okay. Yay. So I don't need my music for this, but. So, hi, I'm Susie Lewis Friedman, and I'm actually going to be, I've been here for 9 years. I've served 2 different congregations here. I'm actually going to be making my exit in about 3 months to move to Buffalo, New York to be the cantor at Temple Beth Zion, and I'm very, very excited about that. But it's been an amazing time to be here with these awesome people. It's a very difficult decision to leave them because it's just such awesome music that we do here. And I'm so grateful for Lori. And Natalie's always been a hero of mine, like her Adonai-Svataitiv. In fact, I'm teaching it to a student right now, one of my voice students who's doing it at her brother's bar mitzvah. It's so incredibly cool. And Pavel's music I recorded, and Milk, everybody's just amazing. So anyway, I want to tell you about, Jacob Sandler, I should say, sorry. You're going to hear his song, which is so much fun, and I've shared it a lot as well. The song that I'd like to share today, it's called Omets Lev, which means courage of the heart. During this interim period, I haven't been serving a congregation this year. I've been sort of floating around and freelancing and doing a lot of in the cabaret scene and accompanying cabaret singers, things like that, and working on a one-woman show that I'm going to be presenting on June 2nd here in Chicago. And it's called Omets Lev, Courageous Women of the Heart. And it's a story, sort of songs of courageous women through musical theater. And in this particular song, my friend, who is also a singer-songwriter, Elaine Romanelli, inspired me to write lyrics. I was always like, how do you write lyrics? I can't do it. And she's like, Susie, you just have to sit down. You just have to really let it kind of wash over you and don't try to rhyme it. And in January, I was having these conversations with my neighbor about politics and about how we kind of didn't agree. And in order for us to sort of really come to the table together, I had to really listen and sit and listen to his news, even though I didn't share his views. And so that kind of inspired me and all the things going on in the world to write this. So being courageous of the heart, and then also we were at the Torah portion with Moses and I can't think right now.
Joshua?
Moses and Aaron, whenever Moses handed off the torch, had the courage to do so and let him speak for him, and then also had the courage to say, let my people go, and lead the people. So Omets Lev, Courage of the Heart. It's an original song. Courage of the heart is when we live by our truth and listen to that still small voice, guiding us through all of the challenges we face, helping us to make the better choice. have the courage of the
Nice. Little Bach at the end.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful. I want to let it that piece just speak for itself. I understand you have another one to share.
Yeah. It's called Behold Door Vador. And it's, I wrote this particular piece during the pandemic, during the time we were in lockdown, and everything was going on with George Floyd and all of those things. And it was during Pesach, and I was so sad that I wasn't able to be with my family in New Jersey, and we were all apart. And so this is called Behold Door Vador. In every generation, we must look to those that passed. Behold Door Vador, behold Door Vador, חייבים אנו לראות את עצמנו. בכל דור ודור, בכל דור ודור, כאילו יצאנו ממצרים. In every generation, we must look to those that passed to find the lessons that they bring, ensuring that they last, always welcoming the stranger who comes into our lives, remembering we all were slaves. We must help them find their light. Behold Door Vador, behold Door Vador, חייבים אנו לראות את עצמנו. בכל דור ודור, בכל דור ודור, כאילו יצאנו ממצרים. We must learn to fight the hatred and help all those in need, giving voices to the voiceless. We must live as one with this our creed. בכל דור ודור, בכל דור ודור, חייבים אנו לראות את עצמנו. בכל דור ודור, בכל דור ודור, כאילו יצאנו ממצרים. כאילו יצאנו ממצרים. כאילו יצאנו Thanks. Thanks. And I can send this to anyone that would like to. You can also find that one on my album. So thanks.
That's definitely getting us ready for this next month. I don't know what's going on this next month, Jeremy.
Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing. Immediately, like even before Purim, I was getting things about Pesach. You know, it's that kind of.
Yeah, the shelves at the supermarket are already stocked.
They're already full. It's amazing.
And everybody, Susie, thank you for letting us know where we could find your music. If at the end people could post something in the chat, if you have websites where people can download the music or the sheet music, that would be great. And Susie, we're definitely going to miss you in Chicago. Anybody who's
We won't miss her on SongSwap.
you won't. You're always welcome
She's
to
gonna come
tune in.
wherever she is. Right, Susie? You'll come on wherever you are.
Love to.
Your compositions are beautiful.
Thank you.
And I love the way that the English and the Hebrew really speak and live together so beautifully. That doesn't always happen. So thank you for sharing both of your pieces today.
Yeah, and any Buffalonians on the call today, give us a shout out in the chat. Let us know you're here, and get ready to welcome.
I'm coming.
Buffalonian.
If anybody wants to buy a house in Wilmette, please. Please. It's a great house. It's really great.
The excesses of the
Product placement on song. Wendy, that's what we need. Product placement on SongSwap. We've been talking about how we can do some fundraising for SongSwap. And product place, we didn't even think about
We
that.
didn't even think about that. That's true.
Product
We'll
placement.
be doing ads from now on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, pardon me as I just take a sip of this Manischewitz wine. As I have this burger from Ken's Steakhouse,
Ken's Diner.
No, they're not.
Ken's Diners.
Or Milt's. No, Milt's Barbecue for the Perplexed.
There you go.
I mean, as long as we're doing product placement. Can I just shout out the Sandwich Club in Skokie?
Oh my gosh.
Their French fries, this is such a stupid story and probably not worth anyone's time.
It's a great story.
Their French fries are the most similar to my favorite trafe place from before I kept kosher. I know, I used to be a public school Jew, it's fine. I didn't keep kosher growing up, so there was this place and they had the best fries. And the hardest thing about going to JTS for me, I swear to God, was, well, what am I gonna do about those? And now, like manna from heaven, God has
I
rewarded
just
me.
want to know, how can
with-
you afford the kashrut? Sorry, it's expensive.
I know it's hard.
It's crazy.
It's hard, but you do it. The trick is the pays for the house. So anyway, so they have the best French fries. They are all the greatness of that place that I can't go anymore, and I can eat there and it's fleishig and they're it's just.
We're just gonna close with that. Goodbye.
Okay, so I'll be going over there shortly after.
No.
Should we keep singing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do food swap on Thursdays.
Food swap Thursdays.
That's perfect. Love it.
Recipes and recommendations. All right.
Right.
All right. So let me introduce myself. I am Jacob Sandler. My friends, going back now 20 years, call me Milk, which, that's hard to believe in some ways, that I've been Milk for 20 years. It's a nickname. Ask me about it sometime. It's not that good a story, but it is a great nickname. I'm actually lactose intolerant, and and for those that want to psychoanalyze me further, I never refer to myself by name when I'm in monologue. I have no idea who I am. But you can call me Milk or Jacob or Cantor or Chazan. I don't care. It doesn't really matter to me. And this piece, aptly named after Jacob Milk Sandler, is called Nigun Chalav Yisrael. Actually, it's really Chalav Yisrael is what I named it, but most people rejected that and just call it what they want, and that's fine. It is the milk of Israel, Nigun. I wrote it at JTS. I was hosting a Shabbat dinner, and only 3 people plus me, so 4 total, could make it to this particular student life Shabbat dinner. And so one was like, I'm going to go to the synagogue, the old Broadway synagogue in Davin. One said, I'm going to go take a quick nap. One said, I'm going to go take a shower. So I was left alone, and I'm like, okay. And so I'm walking up the hallways of Brush Hall, and I'm just saying to myself, I'm like, this is catchy. And in the moments before Shabbat came in, I sat down with my pencil and paper, and I said, you got to write this down. It's good. It has legs. So I did. And I wrote the A part, and I wrote the B part, and I wrote the fabled C part that I never do in my congregation ever. We'll do it today, but you should just know you can not, and it's probably easier and better off that way. Except in performance. And I was going to call it the Shabbos Nigun because I wrote it on Shabbos, and then I realized that is so presumptuous. The Shabbos Nigun? You can't do that. So my friend, Rabbi Noah Diamondstein, who I think is in the DC area, said, you should call it Chalav Yisrael, name it after you. And I said, all right. Precludes me from writing any other Nigunim, which is why it's my one hit. So here we go. Let's sing it. hum biddy da yada na na yada da 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 hum biddy da yada na na yada na hum biddy da yada na 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 hum biddy da yada na 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 hum biddy da yada na 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 hum biddy da yada na 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 Adona kola masim baruchum vorape vikone shama Kalo betuvo male olam da atutuna sobevimoto Hamiga el chayot hakodesh v'neda lechavod ala merkava Zechutu mishor livnei chiso Chesed v'rachamim nei chevodo Tovim meorot shebara Eloheinu Yitzaram b'ta'a bevina uvaskel Doachu bura natan ba'em Lion moshlim b'kerev tevel Beleim zivum pikim noga Na'ezivam levol ha'olam B'sasim bevo amosim lehem maraton konam Be'er v'chavod nonim lishmoto Laverim na'lezechem achuto Kara l'shemesh v'yizrachot Ra'a v'hitkin surat havana Sheva nonim lo kol tzivam arom Tiferet ugitula Sravim v'yovarim v'chayot hakodesh
Love it.
If you're doing it in your congregation, thank you. If you're doing it in your congregation, instead of doing that whole like, you could easily just go, what's that last line? It's you could just go Shevach nonim lo kol tzivam arom. I usually throw in an oi here. Oi tiferet ugedula srafim veyopanim v'chayot hakodesh. You could just easily just keep it as a B. Your congregation will thank you not to have to go. It's just too much, you know. I only break it out if the group really earned it, you know. So that just so you know.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's really a roof raiser, and
raise the roof.
And I think it's a Nigun Chalav Yisrael is Cholav Yisrael is I think the perfect title. That's just what it is.
Thank you. I feel the need, just because I know Eladon isn't sung in every congregation, or it's kind of a lot of words, and you might be like, I want to use this, but not for that. It also works kind of well as a lechadodi, like lechadodi ligraka, you know. You can easily do it for that. And I've had friends that have used it as hine matov, hine matov u'manayim sheverachim gam yachad. So it's certainly you could use it. Certainly you could use it for Adon Olam. So, you know, if Eladon as a text either doesn't speak to you or seems challenging, take it, apply it to whatever text it works for. I mean, you know, bring it to your Shabbos table. I think it worked well as Duroi Kra. I mean, you could just, it's the tune that goes with everything, so kind of like Eladon or Adon Olam goes with any tune. So, oh, sure, yeah.
I guess it would be
could, yeah.
right?
Yeah, you could probably do that. Yeah. So just, you know, use it, enjoy it. I'm seeing in the chat some calls for sheet music. It exists.
It's here.
We found it somewhere, so I can shoot it over to like Jeremy and Wendy, and I'll let them disperse it as they want. I don't know. I don't want to have to send emails.
I'll see if I can put it. I'll see if I have mine from the concert repertoire. I'll see if I can put it in the chat.
Awesome. Oh, that would be awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. It's so much fun. And the harmonies are great. Yeah. Those were awesome. Are those actually written?
Sort of. They were improvised at first by Josh Rashowski, who, for what it's worth, changed the entire song because it used to be in B Dorian. Not that you'd ever know. We never touched the third for you music theory nerds. He changed it from Dorian to Mixolydian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like. But then he heard it as Mixolydian. So that's what happened was I heard that. I took the feedback. The people spoke. So I decided the A section is in minor, but you never hear the third. The B section's in major, but you never hear the third. And then that C section kind of takes us from minor to Phrygish. And for you Nusach nerds in the audience who have my heart and soul, I do this because on those lines of Shevach Notim Lo, I was taught that that's when we move from Shabbos minor to the Shabbos Phrygish. So I like 2 was inspired by that switch, and I thought, wouldn't that be fun if we?
By the way, did you throw a third hand or something?
What? No, I just sort of.
You were playing on the piano and on
kept hitting like one note at a time. At one point, I had some help.
And I played the wrong note.
I have to say. I do recommend having 2 players for that.
Well, yeah, I usually just play the Bima table.
The Bima table. That works.
So, cool.
Wow, awesome.
We have one more, right? We've got one more song.
Do we have time? Do it.
Yes,
I think we have time for one more. While you're getting set up, keep in mind our next song swap is May. It's the second Wednesday in May. I believe that's the 8th, maybe. Yeah, May 8th. We are doing a Florida, or some people say Florida. Most people say Florida. As a Rhode Islander, I say Florida. Florida tribute with many guests from the wonderful Sunshine State. Please put that on your calendar. We're moving it back a week. Instead of being the day after Passover, it'll be a week and a day after Passover. And Lori, before you sing, give another plug for the Chicago Sings concert later this month, and how if people will be able to tune in virtually.
Thanks, Jeremy. So yes, it's happening on April 14th. It's Sunday, April 14th at 6:30 p.m. That said, if you're in Chicago, please join us. We have it posted over social media. You can reach out to me separately. You can certainly reach out to Jeremy as well. I don't believe that we're going to be streaming it live, but we will be recording it and then sharing it. And so we'll be able to share it with you in that way.
Great.
Great.
Thank you.
And when you normally do those concerts, are they live streamed or are they accessible?
It just depends. It depends on the congregation.
Okay.
Yeah, the space.
Okay. Right. What are you going to take us out with?
All right, so the last song we're going to share is a version of Shiru Ladonai. This was actually written for one of my best friends, Cantor Rachel Brooke, for some of you who know her. When she was installed at her prior congregation at Park Avenue Synagogue in New York, this was actually how we met. I was commissioned to write this Shir Ladonai for her installation. Now the good news is, for us here in Chicago, and for me personally, is that she now lives here and is the cantor of Anshe Emet Synagogue in downtown Chicago. But this is something that Cantor Brooke and then another cantor, Cantor Goldman in Houston, that we share frequently with a cantorial group, Shul Sisters. And so we're all going to share it for you. It's not going to work.
Shir
nice.
And oh my gosh. Thank you. Share Letter and I. Share to your incredible group and for all of you joining us today. We're so grateful for you all and bringing your music and your power and your song and inspiration and joy. Lots and lots of joy. And we need that always.
And folks at home, we can't hear you, but let's hear some, let's see some applause. Everybody, let's fill the screen with applause.
Yes.
Lighters if you got them.
Thank you for the invitation to join you today.
Thank
This is
you.
really
Thank you
special.
so much. Thank you.
Anytime you can come on, we'd love to have you. And by the way, the other thing I wanted to say in the announcement about Florida is that if you are a cantor from Florida who would like to be on the Florida SongSwap, we should who should we let know, Jeremy?
Let us know. Let us know. Yeah.
Let us know. Okay. And we'll connect you. Because I saw a couple on here today that I'd love to see on the SongSwap. So thank you. Thanks, Chicago.
Thanks, Chicago, my adoptive musical family. We love you. We love having you on.
I'm happy to be adopted.
You are adopted. It's official.
I love it.
And stick around. We're going to end the recording and we're going to unmute everybody. Stick around for the after party.